Cress here, and I've been getting a lot of talk in our gym about people with wrist pain. And what happens is while people are doing push-ups, they stop doing push-ups not because they're not strong enough to do the push-up, but because their wrists are hurting. And I'm going to give you an idea of kind of what's going on more than likely in most of these cases. What usually happens when people do push-ups is they end up relying on their joints to hold them up rather than their muscles. So it's much easier to hold yourself up for a longer period of time on your joints because they don't fatigue their joints. So that's what people end up doing, and they hyperextend that elbow, and they rely on this to hold them up right here, and this, right? Not this, and this, and this, and this, and this. So one of the things that happens is after all that time, what happens is we've got some tight forearms, and we need to start to learn to use our muscles to hold us up rather than our joints. But one of the things that is the case is people have such tight forearms that their muscles don't want to hold them up as well. So what we're going to do today is show you a couple different things you can do to kind of release the forearm muscles and actually let them lengthen so we can actually use the muscles to hold us up rather than the joints, and that wrist pain will slowly but surely go away. So what I have here is a lacrosse ball, and what I like to do with some of my clients is actually have them take that lacrosse ball, just put it on any sort of flat surface that has a relatively decent sized area, and what you're going to do is actually just put your forearm on that ball. You're going to take this other hand and we're going to use it to apply pressure to the forearm, and we're just going to roll on that ball, a lot like myofascial release with foam rollers. And what we're going to do is find these little sticky parts, and you can see on my forearm I've got these little sticky parts where this will jerk around a little bit, and what I want to do is go over those sticky parts and kind of push through them, and I can actually feel that material breaking up in my forearm right now. So you kind of go through this, maybe take a minute or two on each side, and don't just go on one side of the forearm. Actually, like, turn it over and do the same thing on this side as well. And what you're going to find is there's going to be sticky spots on both sides. What we want to do is break up those sticky spots, and eventually what happens is that will loosen up, so your muscles will actually be better at doing their job and be more efficient. So once we get back into that push-up position, this will actually help us stay up longer because we're actually stronger now. Lacrosse ball you can get for about $2 or $3. You don't need to get a name brand ball for 30. This is actually pretty effective in itself for a couple dollars. Do this on both sides. Do it maybe 2 or 3 times a week. You're going to notice that all of a sudden, like, you feel freer, right? You feel freer, you feel stronger, and all of a sudden that wrist pain starts to go away. So that's that. Please take a look at our website, TonyCress.com. Sign up for our newsletter as well. We have some good information in there. Other than that, get your lacrosse ball, start rolling.